Everybody, Brian Good here. Going to keep this as an earliest alert topic instead of either snow or storm talk. We'll leave that alone for now because really both are on the table. Apologize for not being able to get one out the past couple of days as far as a vlog out, but I'll try to make up for it next week. All right. Now today we've got this rain moving through, moderate rain at times, and it's getting colder aloft. So you're starting to see some of that bright banding at times, and I would rot maybe a hint or two of sleet. Freezing level is still pretty high though, so not too concerned on that. Even showing at times snow trying to mix in the northern part of that. So it's a colder rain to deal with. And this is the backside of the low pressure that is moving to the east. Now as we get into the afternoon, the question is for today, how much are we going to get as far as break in the clouds to get some sunshine in here? If you're more west of 65, the chances are better. There is a narrow opportunity though as we get some sun for a small amount, I mean a very, very small amount of instability to develop. That there could be a few little thunder showers, maybe some pea-sized hail that could develop. And a very cellular look to the radar, very speckled look to the satellite that may develop this afternoon between, say, Shelbyville and Lexington. Just want to mention that's a possibility in case you were to see something like that fall from the sky later, but most areas will not see that. So let's get right into a very dynamic looking weekend. A lot of shaking and moving going on. This afternoon, as I mentioned, we've got the rain bands moving through off to the east. You can see the little speckling there of some of those thunder showers potentially later this afternoon and evening. Then we clear the sky out and we get ready for a cold night tonight. Now there hasn't been much mentioned about frost potential, but I wouldn't rule it out. We have the growing season starting now, so we could run into some issues with patchy frost tonight. And I love the RPM, how it detects already the fog developing along I-75 tonight. So kind of a cool image there. So there will be some fog mainly east of 65. All right, then we get into Saturday afternoon. Now Saturday during the day we're going to have some sunshine to start with. We quickly cloud up. The wind is going to ramp up, and well into the 60s we go, completely flipping things around on us. But then here comes another cold front. And there looks to be two bands of rain with us, a prefrontal band of rain, which is what you see here in Indiana for tomorrow afternoon, and then the actual front with some rain as we head toward about late evening, midnight. Now, here is the key part of Easter's forecast. How far does that front go before it begins to put the brakes on and stall? Because another wave, you can't see it, but it's just off the map to the left here, is going to be developing, and it's going to want to pull the front north with it. So when that happens, sometimes these fronts will get a chance to push very far south because that tugging process begins to take place, so the lifting process. So there is a chance the front may be more like this. If that is the case, then we may have to keep it cloudy and maybe even a few rain showers around even for Easter services in the morning. Right now I'm going to bet on the idea that it gets far enough south that we can keep that chance out. Fingers crossed on this one, but it's going to be close. Either way, as it goes to the south, then as I mentioned, we've got that wave moving in from the west. We'll cloud up quickly with that, and here it is diving in. But the thing is, this is going to have some decent rates with it, and rates can overpower a lot of things this time of the year when it's cold enough aloft, and yes, you can go into a wet snow scenario. Right now, it looks to be right along I-64 to the south. We have a burst of wet snow. These will be the big, giant, wet snowflakes. A lot of it will melt on contact. Now, as we enter the darkness of night, yeah, some spots may see grassy accumulation, but no issues on the roads. All right, I don't see that being an issue at all, in fact. But it's just a reminder that winter is not wanting to give up. And again, this still looks to be Easter afternoon and night that we'll be talking about this. All right, after that, we get another system here to deal with. And this is the same front, by the way, Monday and Tuesday. It becomes a warm front instead of a cold front that comes through tomorrow. And it will begin its track to the north. As that happens, then we've got this strong low rolling out of the plains. This is a classic spring system moving in with a lot of wind energy. And right now the models are struggling on the track of the low because that determines, this is what we call the warm sector. South of the warm front, east of the cold front. How far north is that warm front going to go? How much of a warm sector are we going to have determines how warm we get and how unstable we could get for thunderstorm potential for Tuesday night. And the models have been trending north, and I think this will go at least up to I-70. So I think the warm sector is going to be more like this, a very windy corridor. Overachieving temperatures are usually likely in the 70s. And then we'll deal with the actual cold front, which would be a band of showers and thunderstorms as we head into the nighttime hours. The model isn't updating here. It'll catch up, hopefully. But a band of rain and thunderstorms as we head into the nighttime hours there. Too early to talk severity, but looking at some of the analogs, it shows some potential along that sector, more concentrated in Arkansas, but we'll see. SBC is watching it, and we are too. Then after that, another wave of front moving in with some rain either Friday or Saturday of the following weekend. It could go over to some snow as we head into that weekend. We'll watch it. It's going to be an interesting setup. Very much a battleground developing on rain versus snow starting next week. That could last a few days even after that. So interesting setup. Now, look at the long-term Euro that just came in. It does show Thunder over Louisville still coming in colder than normal. Remember, normal at this time is about 71 degrees, so colder than normal could be upper 50s to 60s, so still not horrible. Even Derby week. Now, Derby week is trending a bit colder than normal for Derby week, which would likely put us, I would say, 50s right now, and maybe some rain potentially, but there's no warm signal still for Thunder or Derby week. Things can still change. Let's hope they do. We need a break. All right, much more on this, guys. With Tawana coming up on midday, and of course, the guys got you covered this afternoon, and I'll be back Monday. See you then.